Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on frequency distribution table. Sometimes we need to gather data which could be in the form of numbers. These may be test scores, cricket scores, number of goals scored, etc. In order to gather useful information from such data, we can arrange the numbers in the form of a table. This is known as a frequency distribution table. Let's look at this example. The following are test scores out of 10 for a class of 20 students. So these are the 20 test scores and the maximum is 10. So the following is a frequency distribution table showing the scores. So what we have to do, we find the lowest score. So if we scan through the scores, we see that the lowest score is a 4 and the highest score is a 9. So we put those in order in that column from 4 to 9. Now we use what we call tally marks to take note of how many of each of these scores occur. That's the beauty of tally marks. You don't miss anything. For example, you see the first score is 5. So over here you put a stroke, you put a single stroke. Then you go to the 7 and you put a single stroke on the 7. Then you go to the 9 and you put a single stroke on the 9. And you keep going through all the scores until you get to the last one. Each time you get to 4 strokes, 1, 2, 3, 4, if there is another one of those scores, you go across like that and put them in bundles of 5. So this represents a bundle of 5, and that makes it easier to do the counting at the end. For example, for the score of 4, we have 3 strokes, so there are 3 4s. That's a bundle of 5, 4 strokes. A bundle of 5 plus another one gives you 6, and there's a single one, and there's a single one. So when we add those together, that gives you 20. Okay? So 6, 7, 8 and 4 are 12, plus 5 is 17, plus 3 is 20. So there are 20 scores altogether. Now if we go to the next slide, we can answer some questions. What is the range of the scores? So if we remember, the range is the highest score minus the lowest score, so the range is 5. What score is the mode? The mode is the one that occurs most often. So if we go back to the table, you'll see that 7 occurs 6 times. So the mode is 7. What percentage of students scored at least 6 marks? Now at least 6 marks means 6, 7, 8 or 9. So if we go back to the table, it's either 6, 7, 8 or 9. So that gives you 12 people altogether scored at least 6. Okay, so 12 students out of 20 scored at least 6 marks. So to change that to a percentage, 12 over 20 times 100 over 1, which is 60%. The next question here. Why is it useful to represent data in the form of a frequency distribution table? And the answer is, the data is represented in an organized manner. This makes it easier to answer questions and draw meaningful conclusions. So that's why you put the data in a systematic manner in a table. And the next question, why are tally marks useful? Tally marks allow us to count each individual score in an easy and systematic manner. So if we do that one at a time and we put down our little strokes, that means we don't miss any scores. So this video has shown us how to arrange a set of scores into a frequency distribution table, and then from that table we can gain meaningful information because it's set out in a very systematic manner.